Find your path with the knowledge of others and become an illuminator for those who struggle. Guide their way just by being true and being in alignment, because it comes naturally to you. On self-discovery wisdom, we share to find inspiration with lessons for millions. We hope you listen.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everybody. Welcome back to another edition of Sarah's View of Life right here on selfdiscoverywisdom.com. I'm your host, Sarah Troy. Are you exhausted of pretending to be fine? Well, May is Fibromyalgia Month. I've been living with it for 30 years, so I know exactly what it's like. Today, I'm going to talk honestly about the emotional fatigue, the masking the pain, the burnout, the liberation that comes from authenticity. As it's Fibromyalgia Month, and I don't think there's ever been one of these before. If there has, I missed it. I think it is important to talk about the weariness of living with this debilitating disease, and it goes unseen and is misunderstood and is very much dismissed. It's not simply about the pain with fibromyalgia. It's the exhaustion that settles in deep into the bones, the muscles, the mind, the spirit. It is the waking up tired no matter how much you've slept. It is trying to function through brain fog, chronic fatigue, hypersensitivity, emotional depletion, digestive issues, a body that can change from one moment to the next without a warning. Some days, even the slightest tasks can feel like climbing Mount Everest, carrying the invisible weight. What makes it even harder is that many people living with fibromyalgia become experts at masking it. We smile, we show up, we continue caring for others, we continue working where we can, and continue trying to participate in life while silently calculating energy, pain levels, recovery time, and limitations. People often don't face what we present, not the eternal battle that we fight every single day. Living with this long-term illness also carries a grief for the life you thought that you would have, the energy you once had, the spontaneity, the loss, the misunderstanding from others, and sometimes even the isolation that comes from people who do not truly comprehend what chronic illness does to your body, your mind, your emotions, and your identity. Within this weariness, there's also resilience. There is adaptation. There is a courage of continuing on when your body constantly asks you to stop. There's a wisdom learned through pacing, listening, adjusting, and discovering what truly matters. Living with fibromyalgia teaches compassion in ways that we cannot understand unless you've walked this path. Anybody with any debilitating illness, you know what I'm talking about. The conversation is not about seeking pity. We do not want to be pitied. We just want to be understood. It's about the weariness. I can't keep up with you. I can't do what you love to do. I'm limited. It's about understanding what we go through every day, just to be present, never mind any other exertion, and giving a voice to the millions of people who daily live with this invisible illness. It's about acknowledgement that behind many smiles, people are carrying an extraordinary burdens, quietly and bravely. And perhaps most importantly, it's about reminding those who live with fibromyalgia that they're not weak, they're not lazy, they're not imagining it, and you're not alone. You are so much more than the disease. I understand the difficulty of it. And I think the biggest challenge I've had with having it for 30 years is navigating its ups and downs. One moment you could be really up and feel that, oh, it's a good day and I can do so much. And then next day you pay the price for it. It's like a wackaroos come along and chopped your legs off. It's knowing how much we can do when we can do it and allowing ourselves to say no when we know we can't. On the other hand, it's not about giving into the disease and becoming fibromyalgia. It's not about I am fibromyalgia. It is I am a person who is living with fibromyalgia. And it's like having a flatmate that will never move out. And you've got to find a way to cohesively learn to live together. People who then take to their bed and say, that's it, I've got fibromyalgia, I can't do anything ever again, have given in to the disease, and the disease will ravage them with that attitude. When we go, okay, I have you, you're an unwanted partner, unwanted marriage, how can we cohesively live together? So I have made my disease a partner. It very much has a voice and a presence in my life. And if I don't want it shouting at me or dictating what I can, I cannot do, I have to listen to it. The biggest thing is not overexerting myself. 2 or 3 days a week, I am with my grandchildren. And there's a lot of activity around that, even just pick up, put down, pick up, put down, go and get this, go and do that. There's activity. It's not about how many steps you get in. It's actually been debunked on the steps thing, actually. They're talking about, yes, get some exercise, but there's 10,000 steps that you're meant to reach every day. Is not about that. It's how we move. And of course, things like Qigong or Tai Chi or swimming or yoga, those are the type of things that are slow movement, walking, not running, not necessarily hiking, just fluid walk. It's about the fluidity of our energy. And with fibromyalgia, it's doing as much as you can. Can you do the yoga? Fantastic, especially when you're first diagnosed. Things like fibromyalgia are really, really good because they keep you stretching before that fibromyalgia kind of gets in there and does irreparable damage. Things like Tai Chi and Qigong, it's all about slow, deliberate movement, about the Qi, the energy in your body moving slowly. It fortifies your body almost in slow motion, and it gives you extra energy. And we're not talking about energy, rah, rah, now I can run. Just that energy where you can get through the day without pain, without so much discomfort. Swimming is wonderful. Again, it's not about doing 100 laps. It's maybe just swimming a little bit, resting, swimming a little bit, resting. Everything about fibromyalgia is do not overexert yourself. Don't, because the price you will pay will be to wackaroo you for at least 1 or 2 days. There are days that we may get up and we have no idea why we're cardboard today. We feel like we're the Tin Man and where's the oil can? Just walking to the bathroom or walking to make a cup of coffee, everything is like, it's hard to move. I do take muscle relaxants when I need to calm those muscles down, but it is a nerve disease. It's a hypersensitive disease. It's your nerve endings are constantly in alert, constantly in protection, constantly in flight or fight. And it's very, very difficult for it to calm down. There are fibromyalgia drugs. I know they did not work for me. I also know, warning, this is some years ago, so they may have changed the formula, but it was causing dry socket of the teeth. And so I don't know if they've improved on that. I don't take medication for fibro per se. I have the muscle relaxants, and I take an awful lot of nutritionals. I take the B complexes. I take omega. I take K with D. I take mushroom formula, obviously C and zinc, and gosh, what else do I take? And the medication I take is for the esophagus, which is magnesium based. I take magnesium as well. Magnesium and D together at night, very good. They help your body relax a little bit. But it's trying out various nutritionals, good nutritionals, please, organic, and seeing kind of what works for you. Oh, turmeric. Yeah, turmeric with the black pepper. Very important. If it hasn't got that, then it's not releasing the turmeric into the body. But turmeric is an anti-inflammatory. And so that's really important of the inflammation that builds up in your body. It is what it is. And there's no cure for it. It's just managed. That's what makes it difficult. I know that somebody gets cancer, and cancer is riddled in my family. I didn't get the cancer. I got asthma for 69 years, and I got fibromyalgia, which is now going on 30, or is 30. My family has either had heart disease or cancer, and you can survive cancer and you can never have it again. With the heart, yes, you're always living with heart problems, but you can go back to a productive life. Fibromyalgia is something that is ongoing, daily, no cure. You can find ways to manage it. You can find ways to ease the pain. You can find ways to live a fruitful life. You may not be able to do what you used to do, but that doesn't mean your life is over. I've been podcasting now for 14 years and doing my anthology books, bringing people together to share various topics. And I look after the grandchildren when I can. And it is about knowing what you can and cannot do. Now, of course, it's not good for me to be sitting 8 hours in a chair all day. This feeds my heart, my soul, my purpose. It calms my nerves. It fortifies me, but it's bad for the body. So there's always a trade-off. Afterwards, stretching, right? Stretching and maybe go for a little walk. But it is about slow movement. Not if you were once a very active person, you cannot be that active person anymore. We have various stars here that have it. Lady Gaga, she's spoken quite openly about it. So people say, well, how could she get out there and perform the way she does? I guarantee you, the day after that performance, she's flattened for several days. I'm probably in a lot of agony. But this is who she is. She's a singer. She's known as a performer. It's her passion. As long as she knows how to look after herself afterwards, then that is the give and take. Morgan Freeman has it, the narrator. Mary MacDonald, Sinead O'Connor, and she very much retreated from the world. Rosie Hamlin, Susan Flannery, AJ Langer, Christina Young, Janine Garfaldino, Michael James Hastings. These are just a few people. And I believe that Selena Gomez may have been diagnosed with it as well. And it's very hard to live with it when other people are constantly telling you it's all in your head. No, it's all in the wiring, right? It's all in the wiring. That's the thing. And they have not yet learned how to rewire. There are various things that you can do with a proper person, the sacral therapy, where they can rework the head and the neurons. The vagus nerve is very, very important. That you look at what you can do for the vagus nerve. Essential, okay, essential, because the vagus nerve is something from the top of your head, goes down your neck, down your back, down your arms. It is everywhere. And that really can cause a great deal of problems. So look into your vagus nerve. Now, one thing I do know that works, which unfortunately is never covered by medical. So yes, it can cost you something in the long run. If you find a good acupuncturist, someone with a good reputation that's been doing it a long time, acupuncture can release the chi, release the energy that's blocked, and it can allow the energy to flow in a more cohesive flow. Proper massage therapy, not chiropractic. You don't need to crank anything. That can do more damage. If they can do some stretching, okay. But massage therapy that gets into that vagus nerve and stretches it out and stretches the muscles that are blocked and are in distress throughout the body will help. I did this for a number of years until I simply couldn't afford it anymore. I would love to continue to do it, way out of my budget. But a good acupuncturist, a good massage therapist, people that do, I'm not quite sure what it's called. It's pressure points. So it's like acupuncture, but it's pressure points where they press various points to release the energy, release the chi. And that's what we're trying to do is release the things that are clamped up inside of us. Because fibro is like everything goes crunch, and it's so hard to move anything. Sleep is really difficult because when you are sleeping, you're tossing, turning. I sleep with two foams on my mattress, and I still feel I'm sleeping on a block of cement. Um, it goes down into your sciatica nerve. It goes all the way down to your knees and to your ankle. There is no escaping it. So I'm like a rotisserie spit. In the bed, I'm constantly tossing and turning because I can sleep on one angle and then wake up in pain and have to turn into another. So we never get restful sleep. The body is constantly. Then you get restless leg syndrome. And the restless leg comes where it feels like shoots of currents are going down your leg. And your legs jump and they jump. And it's so hard because you're trying to rest and relax and you've got these legs going. Um, and then, of course, then the vagus nerve's deciding to pulsate and so, yeah, all of that. But, I've done a number of shows on fibromyalgia through the years, many of them. And it is about, there is answers, there's ways of what people have done to live with it, right? And I've done so many shows on it, fibromyalgia linked to the gut bacteria, which, yes, IBS. That's how we first discovered I had fibromyalgia was through IBS. There are so many different things. Then my fascia, and of course, the fascia of the fascia is damaged, and that is that white sinewy stuff underneath your skin before you get to the muscles. And it's the fiber optics that work through your body that sends messages from your brain to the rest of your body. And if that is damaged, if any of one area of that is damaged, messaging is not getting through. There's EDS that some people suffer from, the Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, which is a side thing of fibromyalgia. So fibromyalgia very often will come, I did a show on dyslexia, fibromyalgia, and ADD. And fibromyalgia and ADD very crossover because they're both hypersensitivity diseases. And it is the constant mirroring, constant hypersensitivity, and the dyslexia is a part of that where things are not firing properly. So I've done numerous shows on fibromyalgia, and I invite you to, look at them and see for yourself. They when I started out, they said that there was like 30 or 31 points to fibromyalgia, and now they're looking at it as hundreds of different reactions because when one thing reacts, it sets a ricochet of other things reacting. So there is no, oh, let's take care of the fibromyalgia because the fibromyalgia is a smorgasbord of symptoms that are under one thing. And what works with one thing doesn't necessarily work for another. So I've got one particular blog here, Fibromyalgia Explained, which it goes down into detail. And I've got various people that I have interviewed through the years that have talked about how they live with it and what can be done. And so, yeah, there's a lot here, folks. There's an awful lot here. But understand this. Yes, it's challenging. Yes, you need to know your cans and can'ts. Yes, you need to put yourself as a priority. Know what you need that will help you, that will fortify you, that will strengthen you. All right? If other people cannot understand, and believe me, I know, I've still got people say, well, you just do this and you just do that. They're not living in your body. They don't know what you're going through. You look fine on the outside, but nobody knows the suffering that's going on the inside of the struggle every single day to get through the day without pain or to get through the day. And I don't wish this on anyone I don't want anyone to get this to understand what they're going through. But I do ask you this. If you're listening to this and you don't have fibromyalgia, please understand the people that do have it are in a struggle every day. Now, we may have thought we've mastered it. As I said, 30 years for me, we've got a partnership. As long as I stay in my parameters and I don't overexert. And if I overexert, then you've got to pay the price. And that's a day of being flattened. You also got to be careful whenever you get an illness because it will heighten and flatten you even more, take longer to recover, right? This is the thing about fibro. You can still be very productive and do things that you love to do, but maybe not quite the same things that you used to be able to do. You've got to trust your own messaging from your own body. Deep breathing helps a great deal. It calms the nervous system. So lots of breaths, going very, very deep. Find what calms your nerves. Now, music does for me. I put the headphones on and listen to some music. It's not about the lyrics very often, just the music itself. Music has a way of balancing the equilibrium and bringing us back to center. It is all about carving all those nerve endings, that constant firing of nerve endings, calming the system down. And so whatever you can do to calm that system down naturally, please do. If it's going for a swim or a short walk, or whether it's listening to music or taking a nice bath or going under the shower, find out what works for you that brings you down and calms you. And if your body is decided to scream today, listen to it. Don't push it. Please don't. You pay a higher price when you do that. It is hard sometimes to say no to people and no to family. I'm in a bad way. We do what we can, and what we can't, we can't. And for anybody out there listening who doesn't have fibromyalgia, stop making us apologize for what we can't. Just listen. We're not lazy. We're not saying I can't do it because we want to be lazy. We're saying we can't do it because the price is too high. Please listen to that. But also, if you have fibromyalgia, it's not a death sentence. It just means you have to adjust your life accordingly. Do the things that are going to help you. Try various things out. What works for you? Tai Chi, Qigong, swimming, yoga, walking, flat surface, not too far, steady pace, listening to music, maybe a little dancing. What works for you? Explore it. Try different things out. And when it works for you, it's not about doing it every day, unless it's something like the Tai Chi or the Qigong, because you can do that every day, because it just releases everything. But if it's an exertion of any kind, it's one day of activity, one day of rest. And then find out what you can do that you're not reliant on your body. They talk a lot about brain fog, but I find that when you actually use your brain, that you become engaged in something, it clears the fog. Right? The fog is getting to that something that means something to you. For me, podcasting. If I didn't have this podcasting, if I didn't do this every day, though not every day, every week, for the last 14 years, I think I would be in a much worse state. It keeps my mind engaged. It fortifies my heart, my soul, my spirit. It is intriguing and illuminating, and it calms the nerves down. Find what makes you do that. Is it reading a book? Is it watching TV and a good movie? Right? What calms you down to a point that you can live on a plateau? Don't overexert. Your energy does not come back the way it used to. Don't overexert. Don't push yourself because of other people. Learn to say no in a very defining way. If you lose friends and family because of this, so be it. Right? Because if they have not got the compassion for what you're going through, you don't need them around you. Will you be able to explain exactly what you're going through? No, because they've always got an idea of what you need to do, what you should do. They don't know what you're doing or what you're going through. So if you have been diagnosed with fibromyalgia and you want someone to know about it, I have got links here in this show page, or if you go to selfdiscoverywisdom.com and put in fibromyalgia, you will see all the very many shows and blogs that I've done on fibromyalgia, including the ones with fibromyalgia and ADD, and then the ADD and dyslexia one. Knowledge is powerful. Once we know things, we know how we can adapt or adopt to something else. But the biggest thing living with fibro is be kind to yourself. Please be kind to yourself. Because if you're not, nobody else will be. Learn to have with people the definite no, I'm sorry, I'm unable to at this time. I'm unable to at this time. It doesn't mean I don't want to. It means I'm unable to. Okay? I wish you all well. I know it's hard to live with, but we have great days as well. And the more joy we bring in our life, the more meaningful purpose we bring in our life, the more reason that we have to get up every day by something we love to do, it helps us navigate through this. The earlier on that you catch it, along with, the Tai Chi, the yoga, the Qigong, the walking, the swimming, just remember, nothing that overexerts yourself. Your battery runs dry very, very quickly, and it takes a hell of a lot longer to rejuvenate. Listen to your body. I use magnesium cream to help. I do have medical muscle relaxants when the muscles go into spasms. Magnesium is absolutely wonderful. There's so many wonderful nutritions for fibromyalgia. Please investigate. And, various things like I use the Kyoto, the Indian massage stuff that you put on just for inflammation when things are really, really bad. There are also these green patches that have camphor on it. And I very often stick those on various parts of the body when they're in complete distress, just to kind of get some warmth in there, because heat is very, very important for fibromyalgia, loosens everything up. All right. So yes, you'll feel, one day from temperatures changing, you will feel it. Don't beat yourself up for having it. You've got it, mate, and that's that. Now, how do you live with it? How do you make it a cohesive partner? How do you get on with life and do something that you love to do within the parameters of it? This is your another chapter in life. You're the one that's writing it, but be willing to explore as to where it can take you. I never knew I would be a podcaster, doing it 14 years, 13 years with my own network, interviewing 3,000 people. I never knew that that was on my docket. And who knows where we're going to be. Sometimes these things come along just to redirect us to where we're meant to be. Have a good cry. There's a lot of grief involved in it. And then look at, okay, where am I at right now? What can I not do? How do I truly tune into my body to know? And let's try new things that I can do that are still staying in the parameters of me honoring my body and this disease that's been given. Okay? The biggest thing is people around you that don't have it, that don't understand it. Please, please be kind to the person who has it, who has any of these struggles. They didn't want it. They didn't ask for it. They're struggling every single day to live with it. Stop telling them what to do. Start asking them if you can do something for them, or ask them, are you able to do this today? And if they say no, that's fine. Don't go, oh, come on, try. I mean, there's sometimes the encouragement, okay, how about we just do that and not all of that, right? Encouragement, yes, but just don't put someone down because they can't do what you want them to do, okay? Be kind, be caring, be aware, because when you're aware, you care, but you can't be unaware anymore. So to all the people with fibro, I hear you, I feel you, I see you. There are answers. Listen to these many shows and the blogs that are written on fibromyalgia. There's somebody speaking to exactly what you're going through, and you can hear how they've got through it. And yes, It is a life sentence, but it's not a death sentence. That means you still got life to live. Just got to find a different way to live it. So until next time, folks, I wish you well. I wish you strength. And I wish you longevity, because there's still so much more for you to give despite what you're living through. So until next time, bye for now. We hope that you enjoyed the show. There are so many more for you to listen to right here on selfdiscoverywisdom.com. Come and hear the illumination that's going to shed light on your path.
Find your path.